Hello everyone, hiya, how are you? Welcome to the group. Welcome to my live this afternoon. Just want to check that it's coming through on here, and at the moment it isn't. So let's keep refreshing it until I finally see it's there. Yes, it is, it's there. Do join me, pop in and say hello. It's been ages since I've seen you. Well, 2 weeks, where I came back from my camping holidays on Saturday. So I travelled back from Dartmoor, 5 hours in the car in this hot weather, aircon, spraying, travel remedies, all sorts to try and get us through the 5 hours with numerous stops. Wet wipes, the lot. Not so much fun. Normally we have a relaxing trip on the way back, but it was a bit much this time. It was a bit too hot. Isn't it hot? I don't normally complain about the weather, and I don't really want to this time, but oh, it's hot. I came home on the Saturday, and on the Monday I had a day of clients, of hands-on clients, and I work in my conservatory, and oh, it was hot. I had the curtain shut, I had fans going, of course I had the PPE on, and it was hot in there because the sun comes in facing down into the conservatory in the morning, so it's hot. So if you've been working and continually working every day through this weather, my hat I tip off to you, because it is exceptionally hot weather. As we've already done in the group, I've posted some hints and tips about for ourselves and for our clients that we can share about the hot weather. I think it's supposed to be changing tomorrow. It's certainly not over the weekend. It's not going to be so good, but I still think it's a good idea to maybe post daily, a tip each day, about looking after themselves in this hot weather. It might be something that you want to add to your newsletter. It might be something that you want to drop in with a Facebook Live, or it might be something you want to create like a checklist that people can sign up for to get access to. So I think preparing yourselves and being well in this weather is a good thing to do. I mean, you can even include animals in there, about not taking dogs out for a walk. These are the type of things I was adding into my newsletter over the weekend when I was saying that I was, back from holiday. But have a think about it. And as I said, I'd still think that creating a document or posting about it is still a good idea, even if the weather is going to change, because we don't know what's going to happen through August. We might still have some really good weather, so then you could repost these posts if you wanted to do it that way. So yeah, have a think about it. But God, it's me. Yes, it's been hot. Holiday was good. We went through all sorts of weather, from a horrendous storm in Cornwall. We were camping 4 miles from Land's End, in a farm campsite right on the edge of a cliff. So we took the full brunt of the weather, and at one point I thought we were going to lose the tent, even though hubby had put storm pegs in, because the tent was folding in on itself. Never been so scared in all my life. So that was one thing that I don't really want to go through again. But what was good, on my second week that we were in Dartmoor, we travelled over to Cornwall. I went to Tintagel, which I've been to before, and visited St Nectan's Glen for the first time, which was unbelievably gorgeous, mesmerising, fantabulous, whatever you want to call it, well worth a visit. And also I did my first freshwater plunge. It wasn't a swim, it was a plunge. I did that after a very hot day for a way to cool down. So yes, lots of different activities, things ticked off my to-do list, and different ways to spend my holiday, which is really good. So popping in today, really just to sort of like catch up, say hello, because I've been on you for a couple of weeks. But also, in West Sussex, we are coming to, this is the last week of school term. And I know back in Dartmoor and Cornwall, they were coming to their end last week. So they're already on their first week of term. You might be your children might be on the first week of holidays already. But I wanted to talk about what the next six weeks are like, or what to do through August, and with what's going on at the moment. So do pop in, say hello, let me know you're here, or let me know if you're catching up on replay later. I'd like to know he's here, because these chats that I try and do weekly, bar when I'm on holiday, are often created because of conversations I've already had with therapists over the previous couple of days, or that day, or whatever. And this one I'd already had a chat with a therapist about this week, and I thought it was a good moment to bring that in, with this being the last day of school, last week of school term. So we've got 6 weeks holiday coming up, and I know it can be a reaction with therapists for different reasons. If you've got children of school age, then it might be that that's when your business closes for the 6 weeks. I know when my boys, they're both grown men now, still living at home, but they're both grown up. God, yeah, my eldest was turned 30 the other week. Scary, I feel old. But my 2 boys, obviously not school age now, I don't have to worry about that. But I remember when they were at school, I used to take 2 weeks off from work, and I'd go back to Wales to visit the family and have 2 weeks there. For the other 4 weeks, I would work in and around the children and around the home. But with also, because I'm being mobile, my mobile work I would do in the evenings when hubby was home from work, and when he was out at work during the day, then the clients would have to come to me. So I would have work my business around my children and the school holidays. You might be in that same situation. You might be affected that the school holidays are up, but you have a full-time job and you're doing the therapies part-time in the evenings. So it might be that you have family care or summer camps or something lined up to take care of the children while you carry on with your full-time job. It might be that you're doing your work before and after the children are awake, not necessarily seeing clients in the morning, but you might be working on your business in the morning, and then you might be working with your clients in the evening, and then so you can spend time with your children during the day. You might have lots of different situations, but often I find coming up now is that therapists are contacting me because over the 6 weeks holiday, their business goes quiet. Some will have their business, and I'm not saying switched on is the word. It's the word I tend to use, but they've already pre-thought this out, so they have their business prepared. They've either got a good core set of clients that will continually see them through the school holidays, and they've already got them booked in and set up. Or it might be a case of that you either have to up your marketing, or you have to adapt your business with the 6 weeks holiday. And this is one of the discussions that I've been having over the last week or so with a couple of therapists, asking me what they can do in the quiet time. So if it's a case of the choice of that you still want to work and earn some money, then it's adapting your business or upping your marketing. So upping your marketing is talking about summer care, it's talking about looking after the skin, it's talking about not getting sunburn, it's talking about maybe adding little fun posts in there about activities that you can do with the children during the daytime, whether it's in the garden, whether it's down the local park, down the beach, out investigating nature, just making it all not so switched on with therapies, but building that know, like and trust with your readers for your newsletters and your social media posts. But actually upping your marketing is more talking to your ideal client. It might be promoting a package for this time of the year, whether it's taking time out because the kids are stressing the mums out, kids are stressing your clients out, and mums need some me time, need some time to chill. It might be that they need a treatment. Maybe you can offer your treatment in your garden or their garden, so it's somewhere nice and cool where they can unwind in an evening. It's just talking more their language and talking for what's happening this time of the year. It might be you want to try and offer something that's online. Again, if you can't get there or organise it for hands-on, it might be something that you want to try and provide online, giving them still access to you. So there's those different things with upping the marketing, not necessarily discounting, but creating packages that talk about how your clients are feeling over the next 6 weeks. It might be that you want to adapt and adjust your business. So what can you do there, again, to make your business accessible for those 6 weeks for your clients? It may be start offering garden tea parties or afternoon tea parties, or you might want to do online parties where women can do facials, or we can learn about hand care or learning about skincare for the sun. Looking at different things like that. Like you said, you can do online, or you can do, you know, face-to-face. Now that we're allowed, you might want to do that face-to-face in a garden, or as an afternoon tea, or as a picnic. You can really enlarge this and make it bigger, make it a more personal event for them. So you're just making it stand out from the normal therapies that you provide. You're making it different for them in the next 6 weeks. If they've got a pool, why not have a pool party? You know, think about how you can do it differently if you want to step up and stand out from other therapists, but step up and get the clients booked in over the 6 weeks. So that's the different things that you can do, and you can think about. Just go away and brainstorm them. Just think about what different things that you can do, and then start picking out ideas that, you know, that appeal to you, and make, you know, whether it's these parties or events or workshops, that bit different to, you know, get your clients interested, to get people interested in what you're doing. It might even be that you've got a background in herbs or aromatherapy, and you might want to make some little product trainings, little product workshops that they can create things for themselves or for their, you know, for their children to look after their skin, or, you know, so something more natural for them. So start thinking outside the box and what you can do and create for these next 6 weeks. But also we tend to find, and I used to get this as well, we tend to find the phone calls that, oh, sorry, I can't make it, something's happened, there's something I have to do, whatever. And you can hear, I mean, it's difficult for us because we've got seagulls all the time, but you can hear the background, and it sounds like they're down the beach and just don't want to go home to have their appointment, to have their treatment. So you might get these last minute cancellations, and this happens this time of the year. It can be quite frequent. This is where you make sure that you have your cancellation policy in place, that you know, it's 24 or 48 hour cancellation policy that they have to pay if they don't show up, or, you know, they cancel you with like an hour's notice or whatever, and they cancel you, then they have to pay for that. If they don't value you, then they're not valuing your business. Very rarely, it does happen that they cancel hairdressers, but, you know, doctors, dentists, and again, I know it's happening more frequently. But having that cancellation policy in place, making them aware of it now, especially in this last week, and in your newsletters, to remind them that this is there, that this is in place. And if they don't get the cancellation, then you will be invoicing them for that treatment, because you're not being paid wages. This is your money that you have to earn, and if they don't turn up, you don't get paid, but you still have got all the expenses to pay out, and you can't get anybody to fill that space. So make sure you have that cancellation policy in place, and if you haven't got it, do put it in place now, so it's in your emails, it's on your website, it's in your newsletters, and you put it on your social media posts. So do that with your cancellation policy. Also, to be aware, and I know this can be difficult at the moment with people being unwell. Now we've got this pandemic still going on, and the NHS app is pinging, and people are having to isolate when they don't really have to isolate, because the pings are pinging off other phones that they haven't got connections with, and there's all sorts of things going on, and I'm not going into the details of that, but it's when people are saying they're ill. Now, you can have somebody who are just, they're ill. They've got a cold, or they've got dreadful hay fever, or something that they can't get to you and make it to you. I normally then say that's fair enough, and I try and get them booked in for the following week. If I can get them booked in for the following week, I don't give them a charge. I let that go as long as they're booked in. If they end up thinking that they don't want to book for the fall until the following month, then alarm bells start to ring in my head, and I'm not so sure on that one. Again, I need to find out more details before either yes or ring, I'll accept that booking in a month, or they're going to get an invoice in the post. If they are getting pinged from the app, whatever, not a lot you can do about it, just have to accept that and then see. The other thing is, it's that sometimes people forget, and then they're posting things on social media, and you find out. If that happens, send them the invoice. You are a business. You're not just doing this for your friends and family. This is your business, so you've got to work and you've got to treat it as such. So again, you would you would invoice them, or don't have them rebooking. You don't want them messing you about. So you have to look into that. Again, checking out your risk assessments now, checking out what you do, making sure that they're still filling the forms, that you've got all the flow testing taking place. So checking that everything is still okay for you to work, and that your clients are fine. But just make sure that everything is above board and everything is okay with that. There is another option on there, and that's the deposit. Taking a deposit when they book. Again, this is now being done by more and more therapists, because of getting the no-shows, because of the cancellations. People are asking for deposits. I know with my booking platform now, that I've got with using Slick, they've got the option there that you can request a deposit with however much it is. You can request a deposit to client to pay for them when they come up, and then if it just is a cancel or a no-show, then that deposit then is already paid. If they don't turn up, they don't get that back, or what they call a non-refundable booking fee. So have a look at that, and that might reassure you and make you feel better with having and requesting deposits when people book up. Because again, if they go, I don't know about that, again, are they valuing you and your business? If they don't like paying a deposit, why are they booking with you for? I mean, I've heard of therapists where they've had clients that have booked up for like £80-90 packages for a day, not for a day, but for a couple of packaged together, and then they haven't turned up, and then there's no word. I know when I was mobile, and it was a nice sunny day, and I got over to Bognor. What's that? That's about 11 miles from me. Yeah, about 11 miles from me. I went over there for a client. They opened the door. They went, "Oh shit, forgot you were coming," and slammed the door in my face. So yes, they got it. They got the invoice through the door. They didn't pay, but I didn't let them book again. I didn't have them as a client again, because they obviously didn't value me, and to be that rude, I certainly didn't want to work with them again. So think about having deposits, especially if you're mobile, or if it's big packaging, that they're buying, that they're booking for. Then think about having a deposit as well. That again makes a difference, because it's all about valuing you, and it's all about valuing your business. Finally, if you're not looking, if it's like, well, I'm going to switch off for 6 weeks, I'm not going to work for 6 weeks, or I don't mind if things go quiet, or I really don't want to do all the marketing and adjusting the business, what else can I do? Then in that situation, I call what I would do is a business retreat, and then I would focus inward, and look at myself and look at my business. So I would then do things to work on it. So whether it's creating social media posts to schedule, whether it's reviewing the website, check all the links work, check all the images, check if it needs changing, check all those spam comments on blog posts that you need to get rid of, check everything's okay behind the scenes, see if anything needs updating, maybe your prices need updating. Having a look through all that, you might want to review your therapies, you might want to review and change some ideas. So have a look through all that on your website. You might want to review the business. You may want to have a look at Google My Business listing and have a look through that. Again, check the images, check all the information's up to date, check the prices are on there, check the links are all working. Just do all these checks, because again, you might be looking at your website and maybe it might be images on there that you haven't updated for a few years. So you might need those to be changed. You might find now that you've got time to write out a few blogs that you can add over the next couple of months. There might be some images that you're taking out while you're walking out and about that you can now create into social media posts or things like that. So now's the time to either work on your business or work on you. Take that time for self-care. Take that time to maybe work on yourself. Maybe it's that journaling. Maybe it's the mindset. Maybe it's the time to look at things that are stopping you from moving forward. Whether it's stepping out of their comfort zone, whether it's doing that Facebook video, Facebook Live, whether it's creating a video, whether it's creating your first newsletter or dealing with MailChimp, or whether it's writing that first newsletter, or whether it's creating your first PDF document to download. Have a look. It might be things that's stopping you from moving forward. It might be a chance to have a look and work on that, finding what your blocks are, whether it's a money block, whether it's a mindset block, whether it's a learning block that you need to learn something, whether it's a program, whether it's MailChimp or something that you need to sit down and look at and work out. So maybe it's that over the next 6 weeks. Your target will be, right, I'll nail MailChimp and I'll send my first newsletter out by the end of August. If you need help with any of this, do get in touch, and I can, work through that with you. But yeah, that's it. So that's what I tend to do over the 6 weeks, and this is what I've been sharing with a therapist. Is just literally to either adjust or adapt your business ready for your clients for the 6 weeks, adapt and adjust you on how you're going to work it around your client and around your family, or put more marketing out. There's that you can do. Or if it's none of those that are going to work and that you have to sit back, or the business is naturally going quiet, which is fine because you want to take some time out, then that's the time then to reflect, review, look at the business, look at the website, look at the Google My Business, brainstorm some ideas, catch up on some blog posts, things like that. Just generally work on that or on yourself. So looking at self-care and looking at if there's any blogs, any blocks, anything like that that you can work through. So I hope that helps. Do pop in the comments. I know a couple of you have stuck with me through this. But put any comments in, would be lovely. I'd love to know what your thoughts are, what you're going to be doing over the next 6 weeks, whether it's working as usual or whether there's some adaptation you've got to make to get through that. But I'd love to know what you're going to be up to. But have a fabulous summer. Don't get too hot. I will be back probably next week with another little video for you. But take care. Do look after yourself. Enjoy the good weather while we've got it, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.